Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap session for Wednesday, February the 21st, 2018. My name is Doug McKay. I'm the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning we get together in these live go-to sessions to take a look at the market, macro, and micro, take a look at the structure of the market, and then we drill down to our trade levels, our targets, and our hypotheses. Our hypotheses are our trade plans. We create two main hypotheses or scenarios based on who's in control, the buyers or the sellers. Then we have two alternative hypotheses, which is our expansion scenarios where we're looking for price discovery and a trend in one direction or the other. This is a subscription room. If you're interested in checking it out, send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. Please read through the disclaimer. Please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own risk metrics. So taking a look at yesterday, yesterday our main hypothesis was a open auction just inside a range, a rotation up into the 26 to 33 area and find responsive buyers, and then rotate us down, break the week low, and push down towards this 0950 naked VPOC. Hypo 2 was an open auction and a move down into the 18 area, finding responsive buyers and rotating us up towards that 40-50. We kind of got a little bit of both. This certainly looked like it was going to get hypo 1 and get the target down here. But then they stepped in, put in a higher low, and then they rotated up, and it looked like they were going to get the 40-50. They failed to hold above the prior day range, and then they came back to hypo 1 and completed the move down to that 0950 and pushed through. Didn't quite get to our target at 2704, but came pretty darn close before they stepped in and rotated it up, as we were expecting them to base down in this area between 09 and 2700 for a move back up towards that 33.75 was the 4-day microcomposite VPOC. What did we get overnight? Overnight, our inventory is pretty neutral. We opened up, we came down to the 12 area, rotated it up to the 21. Was actually looking for 23.75. Failed at the 21, rotated it down, put a higher low than we did on the RTH session, but is creating a weak low. And then we rotated back up into the LVN area from the RTH session in that 17, 18 area, which was our over underlying, will continue to be our over underlying, and then rotated us down again, put a higher low in by one tick, and then basically ground sideways, and then started making this move up to towards the overnight high. Our overnight VPOC is 14. Pretty blunt profile though. Taking a look at the macro. We're in a pretty wide range right now in this area, this thin area that needed a bunch of repair. Our overall microcomposite VPOC from the breakout day back in October, beginning of October, is still down in the 2580. The 10-day VPOC is below us down here in the 2643, 44 area. We broke out, and then we've been chopping back up in this area for the last 3.5 days, half day being the holiday session, and trying to hold value up here in the This actually did the shift. No, in the 33 and a quarter area. Currently trading below that 18 level. Our overnight low created a weak low against yesterday's low, and we've got these. Last night I tried to take a long down here in the 1150, and then I tried to buy down to the 2707, and had some issues with my execution software. So I didn't, I caught some of it, but I didn't catch all of it. It was actually a losing trade overall. But the reason why I'm watching this area between the 11 and 7 area is the longer time frame value area. We're below this gap here, and if we can get underneath this area, you can see that the longer time frame microcomposite is here at 1050, and then the 10-day microcomposite actually, if I even move this over, it doesn't change anything. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 days. The profile microcomposite VPOC is still down here at 2644, and the value area is well, actually when I move it, it comes up. I really want to keep it before the breakout because it shows clearly how important this 2710 to 2707 area is going to be for us. So if we get below that, looking for a move back down into the 2700 and possibly the 2600s, and targeting that 94 and 86 area, 86 being the next big target below, because it's right near the prior microcomposite VPOC in this area at 84.75. So taking our levels and moving them over, I've already set the levels up. Not much changes from yesterday. We're still trading in the same area. It's a pretty blunt profile overnight with neutral inventory. I'm expecting a rotational day today. Above 18, I'm looking for a move up into the naked VPOC up at the 2475. Our current microcomposite is down at 14. So if we hold below that 18, I'm looking for a move back down to 14 and a move down to test these lows from overnight and yesterday. The overnight high is at 2150. The overnight low is at 06. And a quarter. Taking a look at the news, it is FOMC minutes day today. So I'm expecting rotational. We've got Red Book coming out in 2 minutes. 7 minutes from now, we've got Harker speaking from the Fed, and then nothing really until 10 o'clock, which will be the key news this morning with the existing home sales, and then 1 o'clock we've got the 5-year note, and then we've got the FOMC minutes coming out at 2 o'clock, and crude at 2:30. That's it for the news today. So in terms of hypotheses, I'm still seeing the fact that our monthly has broken the one time framing up, and we're in a bit of a downward trend right now on the shorter time frame. So I'm looking for an open auction in range, a push up into the 18 to the 26 level, finding responsive sellers, maybe even popping up into the 33. Remember, our week open is at 34.50, just below our microcomposite VPOC. But I'm looking for responsive sellers and a rotation down in to test the 2700 and possibly come down into this 93 area, which is my key line in the sand. The 20 period full session daily ATR is running at 60.19. So off of the high overnight, our downside daily ATR target is 66 and a quarter, and our upside is 27.6650. So as it stands right now, that's 100 points more than the 60 is, but we don't know what the high or the low is going to be. So hypo 2 open auction push up. Hypo 1 is open auction push up into this area, then a rotate down into testing the 2700 and breaking this low. Hypo 2 is an open auction in range, a push down into the 2700, maybe even dipping down into the 94 area, but finding a base there and start working our way back up towards the 13 to 15 area and closing somewhere around this 15. Hypo 3 is a breakdown, open auction in range, open test drive up into the 18, failed to get above the 18, or possibly pushing through to the overnight, but leaving the naked VPOC, and then rotating us down very quickly to the 2700, fail, and push through down to test the year open down here at the 26.75. That is hypo 3. And then hypo 4 is an open drive, a push up into the 24, finding buyers, getting a drive up into the 33, chopping here, and then pushing up and targeting this 40 area with late day probe up into the 50s, but coming down and closing in around this 33 and creating another day of balance. So that's going to complete my pre-market session for gold. Just for ES, quickly taking a look at gold. Gold is trading in a pretty wide range as well. You can see that the value area comes all the way down here to the 1321 area. The range itself comes down to 09. We did not bounce off of this VPOC here at the 39 level. We pushed through, so I'm looking for a continuation move. If we get below the 28, I'm looking for them to push through to this 23 to 21 area and take a trip through value down here, and then see if we hold this 2090 area. If not, the next big target below is down at that 1316. If we can hold the 28 area, looking for them to rotate it back up towards this 39 and mature the auction here in this distribution zone. That's going to complete our pre-market session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.